Good evening and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is December 30th, 2016. My name is Lynn and I'm your host. Welcome. So glad you could join me. Happy Friday. I hope you are enjoying your holidays, and we have one more day left in this year, and it's time to talk about 2017. I cannot believe it. So thank you for joining me. We have a busy show tonight. We're going to make another Dear Jane block. It's going to be RS11 Hills of Jerusalem. We're going to talk about a few of our viewers, say hello to them. We're going to talk about the All People Quilt UFO Challenge, and then we're going to round out the last few minutes talking about the doll project that we're going to make in 2017. So grab a project, grab a glass of wine or some hot chocolate, and join me. It's amazing what we can get done in 60 minutes. So welcome. First things first, I got a little squirrel crazy. Remember last week we made this squirrel with the hat, which I do like the hat. Well, I had to make some girl squirrels and another boy squirrel with the green. So we're all set for next year's ornaments. So I'm done with the squirrel thing. I've got it out of my system. Check out those bushy tails. So again, Sue Quinn is the pattern maker for those, and the pattern is really well done. They really do work up well. Dear Jane, that's what we're going to work on tonight. This is the software. And Delwyn down in New Zealand, hi, how are you? I want to thank you for writing in and asking questions about Dear Jane to the lynn@simplycolorful.com email address. As always, by the way, send email there or send it to lmarquidon@gmail.com and show us what you're working on. But Delwyn had a couple of questions about the software. Number one, it is separate from Electronic Quilt, but it's made by the same people. So once you know how to use EQ, this is very easy to use. It is called Dear Jane Quilt Design Software. I looked it up. It's available through my website, simplycolorful.com. You get right to Amazon, and they're selling around $49, $50 right now, which I know is a lot, but it gives you a block for every single block that's in this 1863 quilt is available via pattern piecing or template or cutting instructions. It's a really good program. I love having it. It comes with the diskette, and it comes with a book like this. There's the diskette that it comes with. And can I say that I've read the manual? No, but it gives me pictures. Certainly, if you get this, you don't necessarily need this book. Conversely, like Joyce, if you're out there, hi. Joyce uses this, and she actually measures the blocks in here and is doing a fine job just measuring the blocks. So you don't need both, but having both is really fun because you can print out your patterns using this, and then I'm using this as a diary and just a log of what I've done where. So, and thank you, Delwyn, for going through the Simply Colorful website. I get a penny or two by you going through Simply Colorful. So thank you. And for anyone who might want to, please bookmark the Simply Colorful website. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. Gives me a penny or two when you buy something. And it's all because that helps me keep doing FiberCast. So that's Dear Jane. Okay, enough of the sales pitch. This is what I've done so far. I started a couple of years ago, as many of you know, and I mark on the back when I did it and what the pattern is. Tonight, and around the edges are these triangles. I've only done 4 triangles so far. Actually 5, 3, 4, 5. So I thought I actually printed out two triangles. I think we'll only get one done tonight. But this is my one pager, which cracks me up. It takes 60 minutes to make one Dear Jane block. So I need to do the math because it takes years to make one of these Dear Jane quilts. I've never made one. This is This is my first one, and it is on my UFO list again for next year. And I need to do a little calculating to see like how many of these we should do a month, so that I can maybe figure out how many years left of this I have. Just because it'll be really fun to see all put together and see it behind me. And encourage you to make it and see all of yours. Sue Norton, if you're out there, I absolutely love when you do and post your Dear Jane squares. I love it because I can so relate. I have been having such a good time here in the studio the last couple of days. We have had a wonderful holiday season, and now a couple of days with no obligations. Bob's actually been right out there working on the floor, so he hasn't been very far away. So we've been kind of having a staycation, although I must admit I'm doing less work than he's doing. He is down on his hands and knees and patching holes, putting foam. Oh, he was struggling with foam yesterday. There's a door over there, and it never had insulation into the outside, so you could literally see the stone, and in one area you could see daylight. So he used that expanding foam, and a couple of times, as soon as he started pushing down on the expanding foam, the nozzle blew off and he blew expanding foam everywhere. He was so mad. What can you do? You just have to bring it back to Home Depot, and they understood, and they gave him a new one. Twice, though, it happened, so he wasn't a happy camper. Okay, so see, I've cut out all of these pieces, and I thought I'd use this fabric. Carol, if you're out there, this is the fabric that we bought a few days ago for the West Virginia quilt, which that was the final thing we're going to talk about also, is the Merry Mayhem New Year's Day mystery. It's just one day. If anyone's interested, I'm going to make a blue and yellow quilt for Drew because he graduated from West Virginia. So that's my plan. And Carol and I went out shopping earlier this week. Thank you, Carol, for going. That was really fun. And this is one of the fabrics we picked up. Carol, I went and got more fabric. Of course I did. Yesterday, I think, I went over to Joann's. Joann's has a great sale going on, everyone. They have a 50% off coupon. They have a 40% off coupon. They also are giving cash back if you spend, $5 if you spend $30. $30 if you spend $150. Do I have that right? I was going to bring it and show you. Anyway, check out. And if you have a smartphone, make sure to download the Joann's app. You can use it from there. And then if you're on their mailing list, you can use it twice. And I've done that, and it's still working. Until they find that loophole, you can have twice. So anyway, okay. So now I'm just cutting out these pieces that I'm going to need for this block. And I decided I'm not going to use this fabric, I don't think, for the West Virginia quilt. I know I'm all over the board. I'm really excited. I've gotten so many good things done. In addition to the squirrels I made, I'm making progress on my doll. I have 2 dolls that are in process, and I've learned a lot this week, so I'm pretty pumped about the whole thing. I will share with you sooner than later what I've been up to and see if you want to play with me too. Because we really, and the ball is in my court to figure out more about Patreon so that you get more bonus content. For those of you who are patrons, thank you. It means the world. It really does. If you think it doesn't, please think again. It keeps me going. It really does. And allows me to switch up what we do every week. For those of you who don't know about Patreon, go to patreon.com/simplycolorful, and you can read all about it. Okay. So there and there, I'm just hoping I have enough of this fabric. I'm sure I do. Okay. Let me cut these two out first. Again, this is the right side, number 11 triangle. And the Dear Jane software calls it the Hills of Jerusalem. Our friend Jean, whom you hear me talk about a lot, Jean Infinity, is the one who turned me on to the Merry Mayhem mystery quilt several years ago. I've only done it once. It turned into the picnic quilt that we gave Mom, one where we had ants. We machine quilted ants in it. That's about all I can remember about it. But it's a fun thing, and Merry Mayhem, MERRYMAYHEM, has published the fabric requirements as well as Clue 1. So tomorrow, here in the studio, Jean, hopefully, along with Kelsey, is coming over, and we are going to work on Merry Mayhem. So if anyone else is out there, Sarah, if you're out there and listening to this and you want us to drop by, please feel free. Okay, so remember, paper piecing, you use a lot of fabric, but it gives you very crisp seams. Here's one little triangle. It has 3 pieces. I'm holding it up to the light to see it. Number 1. Number 2. I have to put my stitch count down to 1.6. Carol was asking me, how does the paper come off? And really the trick is you have to make your stitches very, very tight so that it pierces the fabric and almost serrates it after the square is done. So that's the trick in that. And then you just pull, it can get tedious, but you pull the paper off on the back. One tip that my sister will tell you, KB is a master paper piecer. She will, if you were to ask her what's the secret to success, I think she might suggest not waiting until the end to peel off all the paper, because it can get to be a lot. It's hard to know what the right side is on this fabric. So I'm not going to worry about it. We're getting there. Ooh, no, you don't. This is the same machine and thread that was breaking the last time, but it's a new, different needle and a newly wound bobbin, and I haven't been having that problem, so I must have just pulled it wrong. Okay. pull back, cut off the excess. Okay, there's our first big piece. I'm just going to put that down. Although if I cut it off, it'll give me another good piece. There we go. It's like a puzzle because you have to put it on backwards. You use a lot of fabric and a lot of thread. I know I've said that before. Make sure to follow the numbers when you do this on your paper pieces. If it says 1, put 1 down first. Okay. Okay. So, Dear Jane is one of those things that's really fun to do in a group. In fact, Kelsey and Jean, if you want, bring your Dear Jane over tomorrow, although I think you have other UFOs. Kelsey mentioned she had a UFO. And Jean has some Gilmore Girl fabric. KB, there's such a thing as Gilmore Girl fabric. Thought you might be interested in that. But the point is that for anyone out there like Delwyn, it really is fun to get a few people together to do Dear Jane blocks. So if any of Delwyn's friends are watching and she says, I want to do Dear Jane, go ahead and do it. It'll be fun. I'll make her very happy. I do know that. And selfishly, I would like to see what you all come up with. The colors that I know Delwyn's palette, I love everything she does. And I would just love to see what you come up with. So there's another random piece, right? Now we're going to do another one here. Three, two, one. Okay. Whoops. I goofed. I have to switch my paper around. I do that often. Okay. Whoop. My machine's going to sleep. I've been listening to different podcasts during the day. I don't have a TV in the studio here, but I just turn on my PC and I go to iTunes or I go to adamcarolla.com. But he's been on vacation all week, he and his crew, so I've had to resort to others. And a lot of the podcasters are on vacation this week. which is fine. They deserve a vacation. And I'm curious what podcasts you might listen to out there. I found NPR. I liked that. And I like the Dr. Drew show. I should, let me go look in subsequent weeks. Let's teach each other about various podcasts. I'd love to know what you listen to. And this year, so of course, now's the time. I've been thinking, like I told my mother, I talked to my mother this morning. I told her almost the day after Christmas, I started to think about the summer. I really should just live in the moment. But the thought of being on a beach somewhere right now makes me very happy. So what was I thinking about? Oh, okay. So thinking about new things to come in the new year, and Audible books. My mother listens to a lot of stories, as does Sarah, and I don't know if Chris does much because she's just a reader of the old-fashioned book, a voracious reader, really. Which I am not. So I would like to try Audible and see if I can get into some of those. Okay, we're making progress here. After this one, I'll do one more, and then I'm going to check and see who's out there on this fine winter day here in the Northeast. Ooh, up north, those of you who are up north, Maggie and Anne, how are you faring with the snow? We had about 3 inches total, I'd say, here in Hopkinton. Wasn't bad. Didn't result in a lot of shoveling, which is always my favorite snowstorm. But out in Worcester, they had about 5 inches, I heard. And then up north, and that's where Chris is. Chris, if you're up there, hello. I saw great pictures of you at Sunday River. They were getting snow yesterday, and they might have over a foot, if not more. I also saw it's been raining in Southern California this month, like crazy. Oh. Almost up to 4 inches, and more was coming, according to the Weather Channel. Uh-oh, what am I doing? All right. I didn't take into account the seam allowance, so I'm just going to move this over slightly. Okay. There we go. Oh, another question Delwyn asked about Dear Jane was, do we really need the special rulers? Excuse me. And the answer is no, you don't. You can get them. It would make making the triangles easier, but no, you don't need them at all. It's a square. The 2-piece templates or 2 triangles are a square, and then one is the triangle. Okay, let's get this one done so we can see who's out there. I love getting all your emails. And I love hearing that you're out there and that, frankly, you're still enjoying this, because I know I am 3 years into it. Tomorrow we'll start, no, Sunday we'll start our 4th. I might do a bonus episode on Sunday. Depends how tomorrow goes. And it'll have to be before 1 p.m. Eastern because the Patriots are playing. Okay, so this is good. We're making progress. We have 4 pieces. We have 1 big piece to make. But let's see who's out there. Oh, and I didn't bring my big iPad. Oh, you hot ticket. So remember the Gilmore Girls quilt fabric that I mentioned? Jean just sent a picture that I'm going to share with you, and it says, I'm getting a head start on my Gilmore Girls quilt. Oh, that's excellent. Look at that. Now, what is the fabric? Gilmore Girl fabric. Ooh, this is very cool. The dresses, like paper dolls. What else is there? Oh, books. My sister and her daughter Alexa love the Gilmore Girls. I think. Very fun. Well, excellent. I'm glad you're out there. Okay. KB. Hello, KB in Pennsylvania. Is it snowing there again? She says, phew, finally finished the last border. OMG. You have to post this on the Simply Colorful Mystery Quilt Along. I don't know if everyone can see that. I love your colors, KB. Oh, wow. Nicely done. This was the doozy mystery quilt we made a few months ago. And Karen did an amazing job. I love that. I like those colors even better than the orange. I like your colors. Between you and Sherry, you could do a little Pennsylvania version. How to improve a mystery quilt in 3 easy steps in Pennsylvania. Speaking of mystery quilts, I can't wait to see the one that most people are working on, the En Provence. Okay, so. Hey, hi from Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Happy New Year. Dawn says, I have been working all day on the MQ Valentine Challenge. Oh, this is awesome. MQ is the Marathon Quilters, so it's the quilt group here in Hopkinton, Mass. The theme is friendship, and the quilt must include gold and or silver in it. She says, mine has 3 different metallic fabrics as part of the design, and I'm having fun with it. Oh, that does sound great. Are you having to back your metallic fabric? Is it like lame? Oh, I can't wait to see it. Oh, Dawn is my hero, she says. She wants to report. I did really well with the All People Quilt Challenge. It encouraged me to finish so many UFOs. Oh, isn't it great? I'm going to recap it too. Me too. Dawn says, I still have 2 quilts to layer and machine quilt, but the tops are now finished, and they are the first 2 UFO projects I'll finish in 2017. Happy, happy New Year. Thank you, Dawn. You too. I really look forward to sewing with you in the new year. More quilt-alongs up to the church. That would be fun. And you definitely beat me. I have 5 UFOs to carry over. So we started out with 12. I finished 7, and I feel very proud about that. But I have 5 still. And for anyone who might not know about this, it's a great thing. It's the All People Quilt website. They, every year, at least for a few years now, do this UFO challenge where you list out 12 UFOs, the current state and the status after, status before, status after, 1 through 12. And every month, apparently, I did not do this part of the challenge. every month they will pick a number from 1 through 12. And that number is what you're supposed to work on that month to finish that UFO. I just went wherever I felt most jazzed to get things done. They're all on my website. For what it's worth, it's more just like a diary for me. And I've taken 5 that I didn't get done. So Dear Jane, this is one of them. I didn't expect to get done, but I wanted to continue to make progress. I'm going to set an end date for Dear Jane now. It might not even be next year, but I'm going to send an end date. The second one that I still have to do is the sampler quilt, the little one. I still need to machine quilt that. That's the Christmassy one. Then I still have my dog rug. It's a rug hooking upstairs. It's the big one. It's like 6 feet wide. I have my hexie quilt to finish, and I still have the red scarf. The red scarf it started out being 12 inches. Now it's probably 24 inches. That one I should be able to finish by Valentine's Day. And then I didn't finish the rest because I needed to give it some thought. I definitely have more UFOs. I'm trying not to start them like I used to. And it may make for more repetition on Friday nights, but it is what it is. We'll just get things done. And the dolls, I'm just, like I say, having a ball with that. So there are definitely going to be a few dolls on there, including the Jack Johnson, I think that's his name, doll kit that my sister gave me. I've watched the DVDs from beginning to end. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to start that one, or maybe Sunday, because I'm working on the It's My Party doll, and that one I'm going to have done by next week. So I'll reveal that one next week. Anyway, if you haven't, go to the All People Quilt and the UFO Challenge, allpeoplequilt.com. They even have a Facebook page now. It really works. Let's get back to this here. Oh, let's take one more here. Allison and Pete in Australia. Hello. How is home? She says, hope you had a great Christmas. It looked cold where you were. I love watching you with the Dear Jane block. She says, I'm keeping an eye out for the book in secondhand shops. That's a good idea. And one never knows when it will appear. As you know, I'm doing the 1930s Farmer's Wife block along. And although I started with a sewing machine, I'm now only hand sewing using templates. Oh, how neat. That is one I also have been intrigued with. She says it comes out once a week, and I started in October of 2015. Like you, I'm recording each block and also writing a bit about my feelings on the associated letters on my block. Good therapy. Exactly. It's like Cameron's book. Oh, writing is really good therapy. That's the point. Very good. She says, I love mystery quilts, so today I'm doing Bonnie's On Province Part 6, which came out while I was sleeping. Oh, how exciting. I also have Peace and Love Mystery, which comes out every 2 weeks, and I have cut for Mary Mayhem, and we'll do Summer Part 1 today, ready for tomorrow. Awesome. So we can compare. Oh, I should have brought my fabrics over. Well, mine's going to be blues, yellows, and whites. So I can't wait to see your colors. She says, I think it starts at 4 a.m. my time. Oh, and she says, I still have your mystery to complete. Yikes, the doozy one, right? That's okay. You know, you could make that into a lap size or a table size. Anyway, she says, lots to keep me busy and in the cool air conditioning. We will be heading off in the van around the end of January, not sure where. Love, Allison. Oh, that sounds great. And I just love that you and Wendy have connected. Thanks for the update. And I'll look forward to your Mary Mayhem quilt next week. Carol, hi, Carol. Carol says, hi to Lynn and the FiberCasters. I hope you all had a great Christmas. She says, I've not been sewing much as I have had to rearrange my sewing area. The dining room table has been needed, she says. That's the best sewing area, isn't it? But tonight I've started cutting out some of the strips for the Bonnie Hunter mystery. You mentioned the UFO list for this year. I did not make one for 2016. And then she says, I found more UFOs in the cupboard than I remembered. Ruh-roh. That's where we do this. Hang on. Carol says, that will not happen again. I've already made my UFO list for 2017, and I'm going to try and finish a UFO between new projects. I like that idea. Do one UFO, then a new project, then a UFO. Very cool. That's a good way to do it, because I even thought, I wondered if I was going to do a UFO list again. And you'll notice I didn't do 12, and I may not commit to all 12. I've got my 5. I may just add a few more, because I don't want to become a slave to it, right? Anyways, Carol says, do you think that will stop them multiplying in the cupboard? I think so. The key is going to be the in between the UFOs. When you start a new project, the key is you're going to have to finish it. But you can do it. I know you can. Yours, Carol Bell from Yorkshire, England. Happy New Year. Oh, let's get going on this block. So, oh, the numbers here. It's kind of unusual. I don't know if you can see that. The 1 is way down there. It's a little white diamond 1. So we will follow directions, and we will do that. Here's 1. Okay, so there's 2. Here's 1. Who got a drone for Christmas? Or how many of you got a drone for Christmas? I have 2 drone stories. We had one here. My brother-in-law got one, and I don't know if it's my mother or my sister, but someone out in Pennsylvania after I left got one. And so we had drones flying in both Pennsylvania and in Massachusetts on Christmas Day. And boy, do they go fast. They go, whoo, and over. And I did not have the guts to try the one in Massachusetts. 1, 2, 3. Here's the 3rd one. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do this one. Oh, I'd love to know there's Gilmore Girls fabric out there. And I must say, Allie, you have inspired me with all of your mysteries. That's excellent. Just had a little unthreading. Here we go. There's 4. Do you remember a few weeks ago when I was struggling with the machine? It was like it was vexed, or I was vexed, or it was, oh. Still don't have my olive oil back. I need to go get her. Carol, the more I think about it, until you have a stash of fabric built up, paper piecing probably wouldn't be satisfying because you do use just an excessive amount of extra material. But if you ever do want to try it and you need material, I have scraps galore. For anyone in the Framingham area here, Fabric Place also has a coupon that's good through, what is it, January 10th even? 25% off one thing. And you can use your phone, and they don't seem to be able to only let you use it once. So you can use it every time you go in between now and the 10th. Again, that's the Fabric Place basement in Framingham. And I also noticed they have one down in North Carolina, I think. Oh, and for anyone who also is over in Framingham, Sophisticated has moved locations. They're now on Route 9. Love their new spot. In fact, I love where they cut the fabric. It's like it's a command center. It's a round table. Inside they have the register, and they have cutting areas all inside. The lights are very good. It would be a fun place to work. Okay, we're getting there. And they didn't have any sales on, but their fabric is better priced than Fabric Place. Fabric Place, most of their quilting cotton, which is pretty good quality. You have to be careful. You can find some that's a little bit loosely woven, but most of it's good quality. And most of it is $6.99 a yard. When you go to Sophisticated, there are some that are $1.99. Some good quality for $2.99 and $3.99. It's not your brand new prints, but you can find some good things. They had some great, in fact, they have some wonderful fabric for doll clothing. Could be what I'm seeking out right now, but lots of fun fabric for that. Okay, so we are ready to trim these up and start putting this one together. And remember, this one is Hills of Jerusalem, right side 11, if you're looking on the Dear Jane magazine or pattern. Now I am just cutting this away. It's kind of nice up here. We don't hear the band, I must admit. Although they were great to listen to. And you all were such good sports to request songs and appreciate them. There's one part. Okay. Now, let's iron these 4 parts. It's the crossover. There's another part. Oh, this is going to have to go here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a little glue. So see this piece? I'm going to glue it and then cut it out. There are so many ways to do Dear Jane. Sometimes, and it sounds like Allie has done with the farmer's wife quilt. Sometimes you'll feel like doing paper piecing. Other times you'll want to do templates. Sometimes you want to do it by machine, sometimes by hand. I say do whatever you feel like in the moment. Because the goal is to get into flow. Not like flow at the diner counter on that sitcom. Do you remember that? Okay. There's that. Oh. For anyone who is a longtime movie buff or a Star Wars fan or one or the other or both, it has been so sad to hear about Carrie Fisher and her mother. I'm going to have to look at the pattern. I don't know how these lay out. All we're doing is cutting them all up so that then we can sew them all together. After I cut them all out, I'm going to see who else is out there. Can you believe we've been doing this for 3 years? I'm so proud of us. Think of what we have learned. Okay, before I check to see who's out there, let's just go. Look at this, RS11. I went through all my blocks earlier tonight, and all of them are documented and signed on the back, except for these 1, 2, 3. Here, I'll show them to you. That one's not even done. That one is, oh, I don't even know which one that is because they're not documented. That one's done. That one's done. That one. And Rebecca's basket, J12. That one looks askew because I haven't put it on right. I haven't sewed it. So anyhow, let's go look at what we need here. This is right side. Left side. Bottom. Okay. So we need 1 square, 2 square, and 3 square. Oh, I get it, I think. Okay. 1 square. Huh, no, I don't get it. Oh, I hear a dog. there's that. Look at that, like a puzzle. Mom, if you're out there, look. Okay, so there's that, and then that. And then wait a second. Oh, this is why I couldn't figure it out. I have another piece to make. Okay. So there's that. There's that. This will go like that, and I still have one more piece to make. Okay. You see that? Okay. All right, let's put this here. Okay. Let's see, this, I have this. There's one. I'm going to finish this one, and then I want to go see who else is out there, make sure I don't miss anyone. And I wanted to say hi specifically to a viewer in Northern California who wrote, and I wanted to say hi to her. And it's Carolyn. I can't, Romaldi might be the last name. I have to double check. But in any event, Caroline has had a life change. Her husband passed away in September. So we are very sorry to hear that, and we send our condolences. And please know that we're here. If you would like a diversion, something new to do in the new year, we would love to have you join us, even if it's just watching, looking at magazines, looking at things that you might feel like doing. And okay. Here we go. Oh. These Dear Janes are tricky, but they're worth it. There, so I have finger pieced that. Can you hear the dog? Poor girl. Okay. And there we go. There's the 3, there's the 2, and there's the 1. All right. Who else is out there? I just want to make sure that we say hello. I cannot believe how fast 60 minutes goes. Oh, ding! Maureen in Pennsylvania, she says, Happy New Year and a healthy one. Amen. Wishing everyone a healthy fabric stash also from Maureen in Pennsylvania. Thanks, right back at you. I hope to follow your lead with all your exercise. Wendy, speaking of Australia, Wendy says, hello, Lynn and everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I'm looking forward to a happy new year. But where did this one go? She says, I know. I love your little squirrels. They're so cute. I've started your Scrappity Doodah quilt using up a pile of 6.5-inch square novelty prints for my youngest granddaughter, Charlotte, kind of like an I Spy for her. She is 3. Oh, won't that be cute? I really shouldn't be starting new quilts. I have so many on the go, but hey, I think most of us are guilty of it. You are so right. And whatever jazzes you at the time. And Charlotte at 3 needs a quilt, that's for sure. Oh, she must be so cute. You're making me want to get my Dear Jane out, and maybe it could be my New Year's resolution. Ha ha. Have a great weekend, Lynn and everyone. It's really hot here, and we are expecting rain, but I will believe it when I feel it. Wendy. Yes. Well, I hope for rain for you. Sandra in Mississippi, she says, in almost wet Mississippi. Oh, thanks, DDR Quilter, for the retweet. I appreciate it. Sandy says, FiberCast, yay. Hi, Lynn and everyone. Hope all is well with you all. She says, I'm just watching. I've been crocheting today after running errands. So I have my feet propped up with my coffee in hand. I love your squirrels. They're so cute. Thank you. My goal for 2017 is to keep working on my UFOs. Yep. I have 2 tops finished that I need to quilt next. Will be raining here all weekend and in the 70s on Monday, then a chance of snow Thursday or Friday. LOL. If you don't like the weather here, stick around because it will change tomorrow. Ah, and hugs. Sandra in almost wet Mississippi. Wow, Mississippi sounds like New England. And you do have some variable weather. It's fascinating. I never knew that. See what our friendship has taught me? Taught us. Oh, Carol, hi. Speaking of Carol, she says, I'm working on adding a hanging rod pocket to my chevron quilt. It is pinned and ready to hand sew. We'll post a photo soon. Oh, that's great. Excellent. Sue Norton, hi. She says, hi, Lynn. I'm so glad to hear you're working on Dear Jane. Near and dear to my heart. I survived Christmas. Congratulations. Today, I was actually cleaning out my studio, my quilt studio, making room for a new chair and ottoman coming soon. I want a comfortable place to do some hand piecing, crocheting, and cross stitch. Yes. She says, here are my latest blocks. Someday it will be done. Exactly. And we will celebrate together. We should both calculate when we think we're going to get it done. But no pressure. Oh, I saw this when you posted it. I love those. See? Sandra does it. We all can do it. Sue. I'm sorry, Sue. I was thinking to myself that I think I've done the bottom one, but I haven't done the top one yet. Sue, I love your idea of a chair. That sounds great. Enjoy. Diane, remember everyone? Diane did the jars that were so well done. Hi. Diane's also in California. She says, hello, Lynn and all the FiberCasters. Thank you for the great and detailed information you shared with me last week regarding quilting my canning jar quilt. I sew every other week with a friend and will start working on it this next weekend with her. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I was fortunate to go to Missouri Star Quilt all-day trunk show and class with Jenny Doan as the teacher. And out of a few hundred, I was the grand winner of a new baby lock machine and will be playing with that this weekend to get better acquainted and attempt to do the machine quilting using that as it has a larger throat area. I will make sure to purchase a new sharp seam ripper prior to attempting. That's funny. I don't think you're going to need that. Your work is lovely. Oops, and I just dropped the top of our triangle. She says, I so enjoy sewing with you as well as listening to you while I drive to meet clients during the workday. Dang, this job keeps getting in the way of my quilting and sewing. Amen. She says, I'm now scheduling my clients closer to home on Fridays so that I can make sure I'm home in time to watch as you are on at 5 p.m. here. Oh, that's great. See? And then you're home, and by 6 o'clock, you're jazzed up, you're relaxed. How can you be jazzed up and relaxed? But you know what I mean. You're not in traffic. You're not fighting the time. I like that plan. And you're working till 5. She says, I'm sending a picture of my quilt my dad just made for me for Christmas. It is a treasure. He's 85 years old and has been quilting for a few years. He does beautiful work, and I'm proud to share with you. P.S. He even put on a label. Wow. What a fabulous way to finish out today's FiberCast. Look at that. I love it. Wow. Wow. This is Diane's father made this. You should be so proud and happy for it. What a great thing. I hope he's watching. And if he's not, invite him to. We'd love to hear more about his quilting process. And the fact that he does labels is wonderful. What inspires him? Why did he start quilting? I have so many friends I want to get quilting because there's such good flow to it, right? And look, we make things that make other people warm. Well, I think I am not going to quite finish this, but I'm not going to stress about it. It's the end of a long year, a good year. I hope that you all are thankful for the year. If there have been trials and tribulations, you've gotten through them, congratulations. Life is a journey. And this UFO challenge really worked last year. I'm not going to obsess over it. I'm going to at least have 5 things on it, maybe a few more. I encourage you to do that if you want. Remember the Merry Mayhem mystery quilt on Sunday, on New Year's Day. It just happens during the day. She's put out the fabric requirements and the first clue already if you want to get started right away. It's fun. She has 3 different sizes, so you can literally make just a lap size quilt. And let's see, let me check my notes, make sure. Okay, we talked to Delwyn, Diane, Crystal Smith. Thanks for your note. Happy New Year out there. And it was Carolyn. With that, we are going to wrap today. Thank you all for joining me. I really am so glad to have you here. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you here, if not on a special bonus FiberCast on Sunday, which I may or may not do. No pressure, right? I'll see you next Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be in 2017, ready to rock and roll. We'll be doing a doll. Yay. Bye, everyone.